So I have been waiting forever to film this video. What's up guys, hope you're having a great day today. Today we're going to be doing a full garage tour, talking about my garage. I've mentioned in a few videos that the garage has changed so much so recently. So I want to go through, talk about all the cars, and see what you guys think. So let's get in the first car, which is the 2018 Honda Clarity, and let's get started. And if you guys can see right there, we just crossed 60,000 miles with the Clarity. Let's give it some gas. Okay, I mean, we are approaching a railroad. Not really the craziest acceleration, like it's nothing to write home about at all. 0 to 60 on this car is about 7 seconds, give or take, but there's so much more to this car in my opinion than the performance and things like that. This car is very smooth, I have to say. Out of the three cars, this is definitely the smoothest car to drive. It's just constant, consistent, and easy like that. We've had this car for about 2 years, or a little bit under 2 years. We picked this car up in July of 2023, a month after our 2015 Toyota Prius was wrecked. And so since then, this car has been the replacement to that. And I have to say, if you're coming from a Prius, this is probably your best bet on a replacement. It's so much faster, it is so much comfier. The infotainment, I just like it a whole lot more. The interior materials are a lot better in my opinion. There's a lot more buttons than something like a Prius would have. Now introducing the first car of the collection, my 2018 Honda Clarity. And I have to say, this is a great thing to start off with. We started off with the most simple car, which is this one right here. It's the base model, so no memory seats, nothing like that. But I have to say, for a base model car, it does things so well, and I have to say this is probably one of Honda's depreciation heroes. That may sound crazy given the fact that we still paid $22,000 for this car when its MSRP was right around 44 grand. But you also have to remember that Civics don't depreciate much. Accords, they don't depreciate much, but this one, following a somewhat normal depreciation curve, is insane to say. Along with that, this is a very niche car. You don't see many Clarities out on the road. I actually did the numbers of the production, in fact, and I found that there are more Audi R8s on the road than there are Honda Clarities on the road, which I can't believe I'm saying, but it is in fact a true number. I believe there was around 11,000 R8s made, and there's about 10,000 Clarities made. But honestly, I have to say, for such a niche car to have such great capabilities is great to hear. We've put 15,000 miles on this car. We just crossed 60,000 in fact. It's a plug-in hybrid, so a lot of them have just been fully electric miles. And as a result, we've been able to get about 4 cents a mile on this car, which is saying something given the fact that it is still at the end of the day just a normal old Honda. With it being cheap to run, it does make this thing a great daily driver. The average whenever we use the actual gas motor is somewhere between high 50s and low 60s in terms of fuel economy. So I have to say that is a very good statistic to have. And I have to say, for what you get, it is such a great car. Reliable, decently fun actually. I have to admit, this car, it's fun to drive. Like, it's not the most fun like the other cars in the garage, which we'll talk about in a minute, but I have to say it is smooth, it drives nicely, and it's an experience nonetheless, I have to say. Now, I gotta admit, we don't give this car enough love. We don't give it the love that it deserves. And quite frankly, I do feel kind of bad about that. It is a decently rare car, but it has been through the ringer quite a bit. We have a few scratches on the mirrors right here. It's a bit dirty in general, but we have scratches running around through this entire car, especially in these door cards right here. As you can see right there, this paint has seen some stuff. And it's really sad to say because I love this paint. This green paint is just beautiful in my opinion. I have to say, when it's clean, it just looks so magnificent because of the fact that it can look both blue, black, and green. It's such a good color shift. Why is it specifically when I'm in the boring cars is when I find the cool cars? We have a 370Z right there and an old school, I think that's a Chevelle. I'm not too sure on my classic Chevys. I don't know how the guy is not melting right now though. It's currently 98 degrees outside according to the car. And going from the car we've had the longest to the car we've had the shortest, the Tesla. I know I've made this joke like 40 times, but this is a cold start on a 2023 Tesla Model Y. Yeah, it still does not make any sound whatsoever. Maybe we should slap an exhaust onto this. AWE, make a straight pipe for this car, please. Thanks. Not because we want to, but I mean, but because we can. Just Whoa. Whoa. I didn't even have my foot on the, like I didn't have it to the floor at all. Oh my God, this car accelerates so quickly that I'm just like, I'm losing words. Holy crap. Ow. Oh my God. Okay. Say whatever you will about EVs, but that acceleration do hit though. And I mean, I've lost like 3 miles of range because of it, but I do not care. Ow. This right behind me is my 2023 Tesla Model Y. And to say that we have basically taken all the attention off the Clarity and put it onto the Tesla is quite an understatement. We have been in love with this car, not necessarily because of anything in particular, but because it's the new car, it's the new one, and it's also my dad's dream car. He's been wanting a Tesla for years, like around the same time that I got into cars. He's been liking Teslas, or at least taking a kin for Teslas. So to finally say that he has one is quite a great feat to say, and I'm really happy about that. But aside from the dream car stuff, this has overall been a fairly decent car. We've only had it for about a month now. We picked this up in June of 2025, and now it is July of 2025, and we've already put close to about 12 to 1,500 miles on this car. Maybe more, maybe less. I'll put the actual number right here. Overall though, it has been a fairly decent ownership. We haven't really driven the car much. Like, I know we mentioned the 12 to 1,500 miles on it, but a lot of those were done with the FSD on this car. And we got FSD at a fairly good deal, and that's actually part of the reason why we bought this car to begin with, was because of the fact that we had the opportunity to buy FSD for only $2 grand rather than Tesla's $8 grand that they want in most other cars. This car is the car that we had to take the most time to actually find. This took 6 months of searching. I'm not kidding with you guys, 6 months of searching. For context, my Clarity took about a month of searching, and the Audi, I mean, that one was spur of the moment. After a month with this car, I'm not a Tesla fanboy by any stretch of the imagination. I still don't like Elon, and I think he's a moron. But the car-wise, I have to say it's a fairly decent car. It's already broken on us once because the screen just kind of stopped working. Okay, so the car can turn on. What the hell is this? I'm in reverse. The car has let me reverse. Doors open, obviously. I can reverse. The screen isn't turning on. What in the... Nothing. But thankfully we have a warranty, and also thankfully the screen fixed itself, because as you guys can see right there, we're all good again. As for running costs, this is actually, if I'm doing the numbers correctly, more expensive per mile than my Clarity. And the reasoning for that is because with the Clarity, admittedly, I kind of broke the calculation because I got a lot of free electric miles just because my university has free EV charging, and I've never taken the Tesla to university. If we factor that in, it's somewhere around 3 cents a mile on Clarity versus this one is like about 5 cents, I'd say, right around 5. So they're both still fairly cheap to run. The other car you guys are going to see later on in the video is somewhere around, I want to say 8 cents. And then cars I've had before, like my BMW Z3 was about 11 cents, and my Odyssey was about 13 cents, I'd say. But overall with this car, it's not meant to be the most efficient thing or anything like that. It's just meant to be fun, you know? The interior of this thing is so minimalistic and tech heavy that it's honestly just, it's a phenomena of tech. There's so much stuff you can do in here. Like, the other day, I was literally playing Stardew Valley on this thing. I'm not kidding with you, I was playing Stardew Valley on my Tesla. What? But it's not just that. The FSD technology that I mentioned before is such an interesting tech feature that no other car has come close to rivaling in any stretch of the imagination. I know Cadillac has their Super Cruise, and I've seen videos of it doing stuff like that, but I mean, this car, you can quite literally not touch it from the start to your destination, assuming that it actually, you know, does things properly. We've had a few moments where the autopilot, or sorry, the FSD just did not work. Okay, that is terrifying every single time. Anytime I bring this thing into the garage, it thinks there's a person there. There is nobody there. Like, literally, there is no one there. I don't know what it's seeing. But that is just terrifying. I am scared of that. And now moving on from the 2 battery-powered cars to the gas-powered one. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, God. I parked this car outside earlier today. It is so hot in here, but this is a warm start on an Audi TT. AC is off, which means a lot in a 4-cylinder, and Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Oh, God. Okay, I gotta slow down, but holy crap. Oh, little turbo four-banger. Oh, it does so much good. Holy crap. Now, this right behind me is my pride and joy, my 2016 Audi TT. I have to say, out of the three cars, this is the most fun to drive. This is also the most enjoyable to drive. And it is the car that I personally have put the most miles on out of any of the other cars. With the Tesla and the Honda, my parents put miles on those cars more than me. But this one, these miles have been, I'd say 99 or 98% all me. This car I bought with 77,000 miles in December of 2024. And now on July 3rd, 2025, I'm approaching and I will soon hit 82,000 miles. So in other words, I'm about to hit 5,000 miles with my Audi TT in such a small period of time. Keep in mind, aside from this summer, I have not had a daily commute of any sort. I don't commute to work during the school year, and I don't commute to school either during the school year. So these miles, for the most part, have been either road trips or me just having some fun, taking it on back roads, things like that. And I have to say, it does both things so very well. I gotta say, this is probably the most well-rounded car I've ever had in my entire life, or that I've ever had the pleasure of driving in my entire life. On one hand, this car, it drives comfortably and it's a quiet ride. It can do all the things you need it to do, and it's a perfect daily driver as well. Where are my keys? Oh, they're inside the car. If we come on into here, we see that there's these nice, as I mentioned, plush leather seats right here, as well as the fact of it's a four-seater. It has great technology in the gauge cluster, and in my opinion, one of the best aged interiors from recent times of Audi. And it's not just that. When we come on into the back here, we can see that there is a ginormous hatchback in this thing. We've compared it to about the size of a Prius, give or take. It's about similar size, especially with the seats down. It gives it so much room, to the point where I was able to move my entire apartment out with just this car, which, if you haven't seen that video, by the way, link in the description. But on the other hand, this car, it is so incredibly sporty. It is very well and very fun to drive when it's wanting to be sporty, and it just does so much right when it comes to sportiness. The handling, admittedly, not where I want it to be. It's not as tight as I want it to be. But at the same time, though, the turbocharged four-cylinder under the hood, paired with the 6-speed dual-clutch transmission, it does so much well. It feels so nice to drive. And I gotta say, there's a reason why I've put about 5,000 miles on this car. Or, well, almost 5,000 miles. This Vegas yellow, this is a very rare color. I reached out to Audi recently to ask them what the production numbers on TTs in Vegas yellow were, and they came back to me and they told me, and I'm gonna put it right here, there are only 73, yes, you heard me right, 73 Vegas yellow Audi TTs. So this car is a 1 of 73, making it the rarest car in the entire garage. The Tesla Model Y, you see blue Tesla Model Ys everywhere you go. If you haven't, go outside, touch some grass. Honda Clarity, bit more rare, but not as rare as this car. Oh man, okay, that is cool. I can't even lie. That is so cool. Holy crap. This is the first time we've had all three cars reversed into the driveway, and I have to admit, this is awesome, and I think this is definitely the peak of the garage. So quickly, I'm going to tell you guys my favorite and least favorite thing about each car. Favorite thing on this one is just the sheer smoothness of it. Favorite thing on this one has got to be just the acceleration, 0 to 60 in like 4.4 seconds, which is crazy. And then favorite thing on this one is just the notoriety of it. Like, legitimately speaking, it's a 1 of 73, and I mean, whenever I drive around, I've had my friends, like, I'm not kidding with you, I've had friends and I've had people just Snapchat me a photo of my car being like, yo, it's you specifically. Like, they know when they see this car, they're seeing me. Moving into the least favorite of each car, I gotta say, my least favorite on the Clarity is just the fact that it has both a small tank and a small EV battery, making it the worst of both worlds. The Tesla has got to be the community. Tesla fanboys, I mean, you guys know how you are. And then with the Audi, okay, this one's a bit harder. Call me a bit of an Audi fanboy, I don't care. But this one is probably the hardest one to figure out. I think for me, my least favorite thing on it is the fact that it's just outdated. It's kind of outdated in the technology aspect of it. No Apple CarPlay, the maps are outdated, none of that stuff. But appearance-wise, it still looks extremely up-to-date. And I think on that note, today's video is in fact over. Once again though, just, yo, the view. Just the view, holy crap. But if you liked today's video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm sure you guys all have a favorite all the way in the back over there, but you got to appreciate the other two as well. And if you like what you're seeing, leave subscribe. And just like that, I'm out. I'm gonna put these cars back in the garage now that it's starting to rain. Peace.